I thought the original Last of Us was a grossly overrated game. The story was equal to that of an average book or movie. The gameplay was immensely shallow with weak basic stealth mechanics, and those boring get the ladder and or raft puzzles. But video games are still very young, a fledgling form of entertainment. Does The Last of Us Part 2 change this? Are we finally moving on and growing into better things than angry men with a gun or bland army men shooting games? I'd like to say yes. The Last of Us Part 2 feels very similar to its predecessor, but has just enough small improvements to make a massive change. I'm happy to say that it's finally a fully fledged sneaking game. In the original Last of Us, many times you would sneak through a whole linear section undetected, only to have a sole zombie or enemy at the exit. They wouldn't move or react to any distractions. You'd have to get caught or engage in combat, alerting everyone and having another big fight. This isn't the case in the sequel. Linearity in the game is not a bad thing, and this game proves that. Now the areas are much bigger. It's not an open world game, thankfully, but the areas are larger. Gameplay is reminiscent of Metal Gear Solid 3, where areas are like mini sandboxes, all connected together, with each sandbox having different ways to approach the situation. The addition of going prone is game changing, allowing you to crawl through grass, hide and reduce your size as a target. The game's animation is fluid and natural. Crawling through the grass and rising into a crouched position to cut an enemy's throat is beautifully lifelike. You can even feel the struggle of an enemy as you take their life. This game also has impressive enemy AI. Remember in Mafia 3 or the awful Splinter Cell Blacklist, how you could hide around a corner and whistle to call over the enemies. They'll walk over to you as you kill them one by one, and a pile of bodies will end up on display. Or the classic Call of Duty brain-dead enemies. Quick, take cover behind those explosive barrels. Well, the enemy AI in this game is a big deal. Enemies have names, call to each other. They don't want to die. Blow an enemy's legs off with a trap, and someone will cry out as you just murdered their friend or partner. Kill an attack dog, and their owner will become upset that you've killed their beloved pet. If the enemy is alerted to your presence, they will coordinate to hunt you down. They'll get people on the roof, up in vantage points looking down, while others search below, or sometimes even call in the dogs to sniff you out. Enemies work together and flank you, outmaneuver and pressure you. It can get very intense and very stressful in some of the situations. While things are mostly impressive, there are still issues. In terms of gameplay, you can sneak through a whole area only to find out that the exit is blocked and requires a lengthy button press to progress, during which time you can of course still get detected. It's as if the game still doesn't quite want you to play stealthy. Hollywood plot convenience also shows up, as characters seemingly teleport around the US and track down people with minimal effort and no difficulty. But the biggest highlight is how The Last of Us 2 plays with narrative in some great ways. The best since perhaps Metal Gear Solid 2. But to continue would lead to spoilers, so I'm going to stop here. Avoid spoilers, play it blind, because the gameplay and your style make up a large part of the experience. There is no multiplayer this time, which is good. Considering the themes of the game and what it's trying to say, it would ruin everything to then be able to jump into team deathmatch and do stupid Fortnite dance emotes while killing people with pay-to-win weapons like the previous online component. Video games may still be mostly trash, with live service, microtransactions, and annualized garbage running rampant. But if The Last of Us 2 is a glimpse of things to come, then the future is bright. I greatly enjoyed this game and I hope that you do too, so grab it when you can.